Hello and welcome back to the left side of reality. This is your host as always, Snow the First, and sorry for my absence, but I know it's on the stream starting screen. I'm just establishing what's going on. But I was sick all of last week and couldn't have streamed even if I wanted to. And I was still shaking off the last of it yesterday. Now that I'm fully recovered, we're back. Before we actually start things today, the thing I wanted to highlight very quickly is that Sound of Star is now in the two people with the armor of Mountain of Smiling Bodies. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Yes, the two people that have Mountain of Smiling Bodies now have Sound of Star. But don't worry for the people that used to have it, because one of them Amelia has a diffraction, and Summer, the other one, has a Gold Rush. Oh, and one other thing that's technically not very important, but I want to highlight anyways. London has the Hornet hat now. She looks very spiffy in it. Alright, any other adjustments to be made to armor or weapons, or are we good to just go? Okay, cool. Okay. Our initial damage types to watch out for are red and pale, so no Twilight. Or rather, no Judgment Bird at all. Red Shoes is red damage, so no doing that. Same for All Around Helper. You know, we'll just ignore this lower portion until further notice. Black. You're red, right? You are. And you're also red? No, you're black. In that case... Amelia, where are you? Or Delaney? For these first parts of the phase, we're just going to try and grind through it as much as we can. And in fact, for that very purpose, I might set it to double speed. Wait, something else before I forget. Because of the nature of today's encounter, we're also going to be exterminating one department of clerks per meltdown cycle, since this isn't going past 5 anyways. But yes, unless it's like a dawn or something, we're just gonna rush right past any and all works. And you know what? May as well throw a one of you in here. What to talk about? What to talk about? I feel like I had something in mind last week, but because of everything that happened with the illness, I'm not sure what to do this week. Oh, right. There really is something to be said about the power creep that's been hitting lately. Because Nurse Father Yisang is just absurd. Like, it's a balance somewhat by the fact that there's only allowed to be one of them on one Furioso replica on the board at a time. But if you do make it to a position where, well, not exactly the black silence, the white noise, as everyone loves to call it. Alright, I should probably move all the Central Command people down. Honestly, these two works being not usable, it actually isn't the big deal. Okay, every abnormality here is basically out. We'll just say with that. Do I want to throw a censored in there? Censored is black damage, so I could just throw one of these on there, just for the extra energy. It's funny, but also very sad that Tiferet is basically that's a slightly different spam message than what you would usually see, but it's still a spam message. Okay. And that's more or less what I was saying, though. If you do decide to just ignore Red Mist, or if you don't ignore Red Mist, then Tiferet is just a non-entity. It's actually kind of sad. The worst damage type to get hit by Chesed would be black, since we have so many of those. Well, these are black, but they're also cats, so they would be not a threat. But still. Well, the nice thing is that we don't actually have to worry about filling up the energy meter. We just need to move things along. Let's do that again. Okay, this hasn't moved yet, so we can just do the same exact thing we did before. But the bigger issue is going to be the Dawn. If the work type matches the if the work type matches the Dawn, we might be in trouble. I was so focused on what I was doing, I didn't even notice that. I forgot meltdowns were even a thing to worry about. She's a Vob, and she's red damage. Insight is slightly better, so just do that. You didn't even get a single black box. That's our Amelia. Right, the thing I wanted to do anyways. Should probably start moving everyone into position for the Dawn. And also next, gonna wipe out the gonna wipe out all the clerks for healing. And you be down here for now. Or safety, that is to say. So, who wants to put a bet on whether the Dawn will match the boosted damage type? Is our luck really that awful? I may be recovered from being sick, but my throat still has a smidge of grogginess from it. Okay, everyone is here black damage, so just go join the black damage crew. Or the anti-red fixer crew, that is to say. And in fact, we can do double time again. The main reason I have these teams go to the corners they do is because basically the one area I don't want Sensor to go to or that the one area I absolutely do not want Black Fixer to go to is over here. So I want the anti-black crew to be able to reach it whenever. The big, aside from the ordeals, the big issue is that I have zero memory of how I beat Gebura the first time. So it's just gonna be like, oh god, I have to relearn her all over again. I would rather this be a first clear, but if it isn't, then that's why. The heck are you doing here? Well, it's all the same to me. You can just join everyone else down here. And what are you? You're pale, and you're also pale. You two will stay where you are for now. I see, Han. Oh, you got the yin-yang earrings. Which is actually not great, because it completely messed with your stats. No, it's not listed here right now. I mean, I guess I guess the big surprise is why it didn't happen sooner, because you're always with yin-yang, but still. And then you three are the last for the anti-black team. Alright, cool. Some people got left above, but might be a good idea to have them there. On the off chance they're useful, shall we say. Don't want to leave the upper area completely abandoned. Okay, for lack of anything better to do, let's just repeat the same exact cycle we did the first time. Okay, what were we saying about Limbus Company? It is a conversation we've had before, but always worth going into. That it does kind of feel like the stakes of the battle are climbing perhaps a bit too high. And because technically we're barely like a third of the... We're not even a third of the way through the story. we're reaching the end of a third of the way through the story, but we're not there yet. If we're getting these kind of IDs now, what will we get later? I have heard it say that when it comes to ring saying, it's more complicated than it looks, since it's a lot of it is basically just, hey, do what you were doing with index IDs anyway. But yeah, the main thing is that the other thing is that we have the very first example of a ring father ID syncing with their apprentice ID, in that a ring saying will give a direct boost to Don Quixote. Which makes me wonder if we'll get other boosts to like this, or if it's just gonna be this one-time thing. Well, no. The middle, Matthias and Kira had a boost mechanic for each other, so same will probably be with Ishmael and Otis. On one hand, yes, you could technically say that it's not the best buff. But on the other hand, it comes with a little icon of Don Quixote getting a head pat, so your argument is invalid. The thing about any middle IDs is that they need to be with each other. Like, that's the whole thing with their finger, and so how the gameplay works with the IDs. We have a bunch of envy people just in general, but yeah, we lack actual middle IDs. Yeah, the big thing about the middle IDs that make them synergize so well is that they always have a envy counter. So even if they don't have any of their usual envy skills on the board, they can always have the envy counter. Okay, red and black. Why are you scared, Noah? Red Fixer. I hate you. Okay, good news. We have these two that will probably take as little damage from the Red Fixer as possible. Okay, where's the second one? Something tells me I already know where it is, but just in case. Just kind of do a sweep of the general area. Oh. Oh, look at that! The noon is immediately after. Then why is Noah scared then? Okay, so we have red. Okay, like I was just saying, Maxim and Adam will not damage Red Fixer at all, but they will also be they will also not be taking a lot of damage because they have the .2 suits. Okay, anyone that's not Maxim and Delaney, get away to avoid the laser. Or no, not just the laser, but the upwards arc. So just to be safe, over here somewhere. The real issue is gonna be how to how to kill him. Because we have the anti-red team right here. But the only possible thing I will... Okay, the anti-red team, for the time being, down here. Because the laser only goes up. Or the arc attack only goes up. The main thing I'm thinking of right now is... Okay, they would both survive the laser attack. Barely, but they'd survive it. Because they're both just that beefy from having worked here for so long. The main thing I'm thinking... Okay. Gabriella, I left down here. So I guess the question... I'm gonna leave these two to distract Red Fixer and basically try to kite around him while Gabriella does her thing. I only hope they can survive long enough. Okay. Slow down the game so I'm a bit better at... Look at that. That's the power of the 0.5 boost. This is the best red armor in the game, and they're already scratched. Okay. Maxim, you go hang out with the other... No, in this hallway. So you're easy to select. What is Red Fixer doing? Is that the regular stab, or is that something worse? Because I don't like that he's doing that. Ow. Oh, look, Maxim, you have to tag in already. Do not leave this room until I want you to. Okay, Gabriella's almost there. So are you saying that the laser can reach all the way up to training? I'm aware it's an arc laser, I'm just saying, are you saying that it'll reach up here? What are you doing? That's the laser. I moved them down here, like, ahead of time. Okay, now that you're pointed that way, go over here. Oh, you mean the arc laser? It goes down... I forgot it went below 2. Then Galena, get the frick out of here. Work faster, Gabriella. I'm gonna need you to be... Oh, hi. I forgot to reapply the red shield. I normally wouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna need you to be at full health to be able to compensate for your buddy in a second here. Gabriella, I'm gonna need you to get out of there very soon. Red shield. You're out. Okay, I'm just gonna need you to hold on for a little longer. Okay, that's enough, Maxim. You can exit. I would say run away to where Galena is for right now. I don't think you'll be needed for much longer. Tag in. It just had to be the one combination that we didn't want. It just had to be the combination of, Ow. Okay, you've done enough, Adam. Flee with everyone else. The heroine has arrived on the scene. And that's the laser. Owie. That hurt a lot. On the other hand, this actually works out kind of dandy because Twilight gets more power for low health. I'll use health bullets if need be, but Get off the screen! Ooh, baby. Well, that was fun. What did you guys think? Okay, recall this team. Gabriella now also has the buff for the rest of the thing, which on one hand will be good for Gebura, at least until she pulls out Twilight, or rather, the Judgment Blade. Okay, and then where's Red Crew? The Red Crew that ended up not being needed at all. On the other hand, this is the exact thing I didn't want to happen, because now we can't approach any of our black damage abnormalities. Well, I guess the good news is that we can do Judgment Bird now, since Pale's no longer being affected. Insight, insight. I can't do that with Gabrielle anymore. I need someone that has, the Justita armor. I don't know why I was struggling so hard to remember that name. Yeah, you should be fine. Since it's not boosted. The real problem is what I'm gonna do because the vast majority of the facility is being damage boosted in some way. I hate that. Oh yeah, they apparently, Hohenheim basically took the lamp hammer and turned it into a crossbow. Did we know we could do that? No, but... whatever. Censored is now no longer an option. Well, I guess at least the good news is that there's the noons next, so we don't have to worry about anything melting down. This is gonna be the slowest part of the stream, simply because, there's so many abnormalities I don't want to touch anymore. Oh right, I made the training team run away to not get hit by the laser. Go back home. Well, I guess if it was something like Scorched Girl against an Aleph armor, it would be fine. Yeah, I'll just do that. It is very rare that I touch Scorched girl at all, but if there was ever a time... Tatiana, go do insight on Snow Queen. And since Gabriella already took the boost, then we can have someone else take Night of Despair. I feel like, again, if this was about filling the energy meter, I would play a little more risky. But since we're only angling for a specific meltdown period, then I'm not as fussed about it. Like, even the way we're doing it right now, we've already reached, like, the halfway point. I think you're getting a smidge mixed up there, because Chesed doesn't have a debuff. So I have a question. If black damage boost is still in effect when the noon comes, then do I send in Gabriella for black fixer? Because white fixer is gonna be no bueno. And we have no idea where it's gonna spawn. Oh, I hit Galena in this elevator. Should get her out so I can keep track of her. If this game were somehow nice enough I'm gonna say this middle area here, because it's connected to just so much. Unless I'm underestimating the wacky Scooby-Doo area this. Here's an abnormality we haven't touched in 3,000 years. Crumbling armor. It is mildly annoying to have to go through so many cycles in order to get to the main event. Well, it's kind of like, why are we subjecting ourselves to these things? Why do we apparently feel this pressed about it? I mean, I know exactly why, but still. I kind of want the last work to be a bit of a throwaway agent. Well, none of the agents here are exactly throwaway, but basically have the last work be someone that isn't important for battle. Yeah, that's the better way to put it. Okay. What's the damage gonna be? Red and pale. That's actually the perfect one. Oh, you know what? Of all the places you could have ended up, that's probably one of the best. The only thing that can break out is Punishing Bird, and even that's not too bad. Because the boost will make it go back faster. Okay, good news. We got the best possible... Okay, and White's down here. Although I don't know where the heck she's going. Or she's going this way. No damage boost, but should I retreat the extraction people? Well, I suppose, first of all, I should probably kill extraction, just period. The extraction clerks. Okay, since you're in control, I don't feel as fussed about you, so I'm just gonna let you do your thing. Even if it's annoyingly far away, that is still probably the best place that he could have spawned. Okay, all of you guys over here to disciplinary, just to make absolute sure that there isn't any trouble we could be causing. Oh, last extraction clerk left alive. And not anymore. Oh, one clerk already died, so whoops. That's not great. Oh, there's the last one. So cool. I'm gonna use up all my bullets just on this. I need to keep careful track of where Gabriella is, so I can, Oh, you are in welfare now. I guess this means I have to kill welfare, too. God damn it, White Fixer's just gonna be the most annoying. Because I'm gonna have to keep moving people back and forth to deal with it. Go to the other area of disciplinary, just for now. Up, you're going to the upper corridors. Okay, any clerk that gets in the way of White Fixer is going to die. Sorry it has to be this way. Gabriella, where are you? Okay, you're there, but where's Black Fixer? Don't tell me it teleported. Oh, there it is. Okay, black shield for Gabriella. The thing is that I would be happy to focus just on the Gabriella battle, except for the part where I need to focus on where the White Fixer is. Is that a clerk trying to engage? It is. Die. Okay, I don't see the shield anymore. Back on. It's just you against the world with your cat smile face, Gabriella. Okay, who's on this path? As it happens, on this path is the two designated anti-White Fixer people, so it'd actually be kind of okay with that. We can just have training take them on. Because they're nearby. The one we'd ignore is Mirror of Adjustment. Oh, I just realized the slight flaw in my plan. No. These two can't. The pale damage they would deal back to themselves would be multiplied by 5, wouldn't it? Red, too. So even the red damage people would risk killing themselves. We would need the black damage crew. Since that's one of the ones that's not boosted right now. It would be slow, but it's the only thing that could be guaranteed safe. I think the shield is gone again, so just in case. Yeah, I think Black Fixer's about dead anyways. Okay, we need a crew to take on White Fixer that won't destroy themselves with rebounding damage. I am open to any and all suggestions that won't immediately go badly. Wouldn't do anything. Rebound damage wouldn't do anything. You could work. You could also work. Okay, for this, only Vov and above should probably apply. It might be slower than it should, but... Like a lot of things with Black Fixer, this is gonna be all about being slow and meticulous. Not you, because you're weak to your own weapon. Okay, this is gonna be slow, But for the sake of not accidentally killing our own agents, it's the option we've got. Yeah, throw Noah in there. Has the others censored. And that's everyone. Hi. Please do not engage. As for you guys, run away so you don't accidentally engage. Okay, you two need to also die for right now. And now we only have 4 bullets left. So we're going to need a plan. Okay. Okay, there's nothing else in control but a full 10 clerks in, up here. I almost want to let White Fixer keep wandering and then just wait until it goes somewhere right here, for example, and then summon the rabbits. Or maybe like down here. Because, unless we can contain what its laser does somehow, it's gonna be messy no matter where it goes. The two best options are extraction or records. For the reasons I just mentioned. And or, Galena, you get out of here. Architecture. Get as far away from any potential laser shenanigans as possible, I think. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that's the laser. Okay, the mist is just barely not touching them. Oh god, and we lost a clerk to that. Is this clerk also in danger, or is it just straight? Okay, that's 2 clerk deaths that I know of so far. So it is. Thank God white damage is not boosted right now. Yeah, I almost feel like the plan I just outlined might be the best hope of making out of this unscathed. Just kind of let it draw itself to architecture and seal it there with the rabbits. That is, if it even wanders to architecture. Wait, shield. Oh, you are moving like molasses right now. Okay, and there's the rest of the crew I had made for this purpose. I only have 3 bullets, and I hate that about. Okay, you are in Greenstem. Okay, you need to get away. Get as high as possible. In fact, for right now, anyone that's not directly fighting, just get as high as possible. I don't know if that's high enough to dodge it, but I don't want to take that chance. It endures black damage, but it is... it's not terrible. Okay, anyone that's not directly involved, get away. Go up here. Same over here, too. Just get as far north as possible. I think I emptied out everywhere else ahead of time. What are you doing? That's the forward laser. Okay, run. Should I kill that clerk, or does it even matter anymore? Well, I am doing damage. Okay, for the time being, just keep engaging. While everyone else runs away. What are you doing? That's the counter stance. I guess all the damage before had been just barely enough. I guess the bullets count as red damage or something. Okay, Tatiana, you too. Get away. That is the laser again. Why? Why do you have to be pointing that way? Is that the arch? Okay. You just hope you can take it. Everyone else? Or what are you doing there? Everyone else, just pray it doesn't reach. This may be the end of the run. That's a yes on it reaching. Although I think I can flee everyone up here to avoid the worst of it. Okay, you guys stay where you are. You guys also stay where you are. And everyone else flee to the left a little bit. Uh-oh. Emma! No, people are gonna panic. Unless it, like, goes away right now. Oh my god, we somehow managed to avoid panics. And that told us something else important. Yeah, everyone's fine. That told us something else important. If White Fixer just went a little down, like right around here, they won't reach anyone. Or no, they might still be able to reach people in training. But if... that may be some... I'm cooking. I'm cooking what might be our only survival, our only way to survive this. If you could just reach extraction, that might be enough to save the day. Extraction or architecture? I'm just gonna leave you alone for right now. Yes, I know. Unfortunately, we couldn't prevent that. Basically, my plan right now is to maybe trigger it either an extraction so that the rabbits can take out the mountain while we're at it after White Fixer does its death throws, or wait until it reaches architecture if it's going that way. Or you know what? That's honestly my best plan of surviving this at the moment. Out of those two not very great plans, which do you think is better? Because I'm honestly not sure what else to do at the moment. The issue with it being disciplinary is that, okay, the death throws is if it does the arc laser again and hits here where training is and we have no bullets. Because that, I think that would bust out mountain for sure. I did correct myself, but I'm saying on the off chance that it uses the arc again while it's fighting the rabbits. Because right now we could definitely reach them. Over here for right now, just to be safe. So you're saying we either gamble on it going to architecture or seal it now, basically, is what you're saying. Okay. Pick a god and pray, my friend. So they are affected. They just have insane amounts of bulk that they do not matter. Cool, good to know. Gamble paid off. All right, that is fantastic. Thank you, Mew. All of that, and we haven't even reached Gebura yet. Yeah, that was honestly the main reason I considered the rabbits. Because it's kind of like, okay, we had already taken away a large chunk of health and burned through a counter. So if we wanted to use rabbits, now was the time. So, I have a question. Is Gebura gonna 100% show up on the next cycle? Alright, well, that too. But answer my other question. Is Gebura gonna 100% show up for sure on the next cycle? That'll decide a few things. Okay, then yeah, that is the main thing I was thinking about. We need to be ready to deal with Gebura as soon as she shows up, which is going to be next. but also we would basically need to exterminate all clerks immediately, or else Mountain's gonna 100% break out. Oh, here's a fun little fact that I picked up the other day. Hang on, let me look for it. So basically, Mio and Olga have actually a pretty vague relationship on what exactly their dynamic is. And I think the funniest way that Project Moon acknowledges it is that they actually have a menu item together that's steamed clams. Like it's specifically called Mio and Olga's steamed clams. These two have something going on. We just aren't 100% sure what. Okay. All that happening, and I'm not even 100% sure of what's going on anymore. Should I even touch Mountain right now? Wait, why do we not have two hammers? Why did we only have one? That's weird. You're fine going in there, right? I wish we could restore Mountain's Clyfoth just with a good work. That would be so nice. But it's an Aleph, and Alephs aren't that nice. The meltdowns won't be as much of a problem, because if I'm not mistaken, Chesed shuts down at the exact same time Gebura shows up. So nothing's gonna be boosted. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yeah. So that's one less problem. Well, one way or another, we definitely aren't going to another meltdown level. Okay. I say that a lot and I probably should stop, but this has just been very stressful so far. We managed to thread the needle, which was very nice, but it still has been a time. Okay, training, I'm gonna move you guys downstairs. Question. Should everyone be out of a main room by the time Gebura shows up? Because basically, does she spawn in a main room? Okay, to move everyone to a hallway once things get rolling. That part I do remember. So elevators just to be safer. As the time approaches, I'm starting to get a lot more nervous. It doesn't help that we're already 90 minutes into this stream. I had just barely noticed that, they weren't in their place anymore. Oh god, my spine. You know what? I might actually take a break now. Just a short one to stretch my back and use the restroom. And then we can get the show rolling when I come back. Hi everyone, I'm back, and I would really prefer that this be done on the first try because we've actually had some pretty good. We've had some pretty good. We have a pretty good setup here, and I don't know if we can get a setup as good again, so I'd rather not go through all this again. So, the obvious solution is to make sure this doesn't happen again. You know what? I'm just gonna double speed it to make it go faster. I have no idea if Sound of Stars are affected by... I'm not gonna do it this time. Galena, I'm not sure it particularly matters where you are as long as you're not in the way. Kind of funny how Galena just kind of has her little room where she, I guess, does whatever Galena things are. What is a Galena thing? Put your guesses down below. Okay. Teddy bear I'd be okay with melting down. That is the determination I've made. If it hits teddy bear, I'm ignoring. Or basically, if it hits teddy bear or old faith, I'm ignoring. Like I said, it's not like we're that fussed about energy today anyways. Oh, I just realized we need a Justica wielder down here because Gabriella has the blessing. You know, put Gabrielle in the hallway anyways, but you're... Misona's the first Justita wielder I can think of, but is there another? I think it's Jose, actually. Yeah, Jose. In other words, I'll have Jose move down to deal with Judgment Bird, and just kind of let Mirror of Adjustment melt down if need be. I think that's every department, and have basically emptied out all main rooms. Anyone I'm missing? Anyone at all? Does not seem like that. In which case, let's get this show on the road. Even if the show in question's probably gonna be utter hell. Okay, one of them's on crumbling armor. The other two are big and will be bad, and oh, look at that mountain. Also, I think I saw Gebura for a second spawning in control. Oh no, there she is. Indeed, there she is. In that case, once I put some people in some elevators, it's time to kill some clerks. By which I mean all the clerks. You die. There's still someone else for information. Where are they? There they are. We don't want to go too crazy on the bullets either, because we're gonna need some to, we're gonna need some bullets at the ready to fire slow bullets at Gebura later. You know, it's actually very polite of her to just kind of sit there and wait for us to make the first move. Okay, anywhere else that clerks are? I think there's... Yeah, I think you're it. You're the last clerk alive ever. Nope, you're not. Nope, there it is. Which should leave us 12 bullets to play around with later. Yep. X's as far as the eye can see. In that case, it's time to move 99% of the employees to an elevator of some kind. Except for Gabriella. Go to the nearest elevator, and for the people down there, go to the nearest elevator that will not involve you running into Gebura. Does anyone have a topic of conversation they want to get into while we're doing all this movement? Galena, this elevator. Yeah, I think it's just focus time from here on out. Okay, we do not want anyone running into Gebura before they should, so you'll just have to take a slightly longer path to get to an elevator. The phase that worries me the most is the last one. Because it's kind of a similar issue to White Fixer, actually. If Gebura is somewhere in the middle when it happens, then we're in trouble. If she's at the very bottom or at the very top, then we're slightly better off. That's a thing she can do? Why is that a thing she can do? Okay, I think everyone is in an elevator at this point. Just gonna do one last check. We'll really have no choice but to improvise. That wherever Gebura is when the fourth phase happens, and try to see what the most I don't want Gebura. I don't want them to accidentally running into Gebura though. Like, even on accident because of Pappy. Where even is the nearest Smile user, actually? It's Tatiana, who should be somewhere around. Okay, since Gebura's not moving yet, just kind of move people around until I see Tatiana. There you are. Oh wow, there was a lot of people there. Yeah, I think the main corpses are the ones in Central Command. Oh no, there's one up there. Give me just 1 second. The kind of bad news right now is that I'm starting to feel the exhaustion kick in because I've been up for a while. I'd really been hoping I was done before now. Okay, that doesn't count. I guess the only corpses that count are the ones that, like, have the full body. In that case, it's mainly gonna be the ones over here. No, wait, there's, well, I might pick it up on the way down there anyways. Yep. Central Command definitely suffered the worst. I think because they were right in the path of White Fixer when all that nonsense happened. Okay, down here now. And I think that's it, actually. Gebura? She got stuck in a door. Okay, I think that's all of them. Now move to this elevator over here. You know what would be the... Oh, she got unstuck. Damn it. It would have been so nice if she just stayed stuck there. Okay, nothing forward anymore. Let's ride. Even taking into consideration the blessing, that still does a lot. Well, the good news is that HP is going by a lot faster. Okay, she's ending in safety. I am very okay with that. To this elevator, please. Oh, the other thing we need to be careful about. When does she throw Da Capo and Mimicry during her second phase? That's something we gotta be careful of as well. Need to see who, if anyone's in the diagonals. I fell into that trap last time. So basically, after she swaps weapons and I get through her HP bar once. Or to the halfway point at least. Move. Where is she ending? Oh, she's in architecture. Alright, cool. In that case... if she were to throw both her weapons, who would be the most likely to be harmed? Basically everyone over here. People here, and people here. I would need to move them elsewhere. And, well, I guess it depends on how high. So it might be for the best just to have everyone move, like, yeah, the top corners. Or are you saying top corner of safety? And training? In that case, I'll move everyone to one of those two elevators. Everyone's just gonna be in a big group. A giant form in one of those elevators. None of them are in danger of passing by Gebura because she's all the way at the bottom, which is nice. And because Gebura's so chivalrous, she won't attack anyone until someone attacks her first. Does she throw her weapons more than once? I don't remember. Okay, let's double. Okay, twice. Then we need to keep an eye on where she goes after she gets defeated the first time, and move everyone accordingly. Gabriella, back to it. This next phase is going to be a lot of kiting, isn't it? Or at least a lot of going back and forth. Because the capo really freaking hurts. Oh, both Mimicry and the capo hurt, but the capo's the worst one because it's like very fast. I forgot Galena was down here. All by her lonesome. Get up there. I remember having issues with this previously. Yeah, I'd been thinking that. In a sense, architecture's the very worst place she could have ended up. And we don't have rabbits anymore to deal with it. Well, at worst, I can just throw a black shield, yeah. Oh, just... She did throw heaven, she just threw it completely the wrong way. I'm just gonna keep doing this until it stops working. Music's playing too loud, or talking, some shoulder, how people in the fall. Oh boy. I think I got Gebura stuck there a bit. Okay, good, she's moving away a bit. And now she's not even paying attention. Gebura, are you trying to rage bait me? Okay, we're already at the halfway point. I'm surprised she hasn't done her teleport by now. In fact, I should probably wait until she moves a bit so I can react to the teleport. Oh, hi. And she's teleporting. Okay, we are very okay with that. So she's in information. Now we need a new safe place to move, everyone, methinks. It's probably gonna be the opposite now. I'm just gonna send everyone all the way to the bottom for right now. Okay, double speed for right now. Until everyone gets down there. It is 10 o'clock at night now, and we are barely halfway done. The good news is that we're in a lot more favorable position for kiting tactics. Okay, I think everyone's safe now. Back to normal speed so I don't forget that. And now, Gabriella, move over here. Gebura always makes me so nervous because it's such a deadly dance. That blessing is doing some work. Of this phase or the next? This phase. If you're that pressed about it, then I could always use one of your shoot's bullets. We do have that option. And we have 7 of them. Or 6 of them, because the 7th is the bad one. Like so. Move. That seems good enough, doesn't it? I'm not willing to risk any more. Okay, Gabriella's down here in this elevator, so she should be safe from whatever. Or maybe I should just move her to everyone else, just to be safe. It's not like Gabriella's going to be doing any more fighting for the rest of this encounter. You know, I've been thinking about running gags in LPs and how annoying you may or may not find them. And I think part of the reason why I don't have a big problem with Lucajin is that, at least in my personal opinion, even some of her more annoying running gags have not gotten to the same level as some of the worst Nico B running gags. Now, of course, it's all a matter of preference. Like, the one you probably immediately remember is the bathroom gag that long outstayed its welcome from Persona 3 Reload. But, hang on. Before I continue what I'm saying, there's shoots. Oh, that was a lot of energy that got taken out. Yep, that was enough. Oh, and she's not moving. Information's a really small room, is the problem. This would be better if it was in, like... Even in a room as cramped as this? Okay, yeah. Okay, that was the main thing I wanted to know. Who's our two people for this team? Okay, what was I saying? I think someone was the other one. Okay, the second we see Tatiana, we gotta pull him aside. I only gave the suppression order so he would get out of the crowd. Anyways. My least favorite Nico B running gag, at least that I can think of right now, is, where's the other smile user? Oh right, it's still in. Do you remember the Trails in the Sky 1 LP? I feel like officially the worst running gag in any LP ever is whenever Nico B visits Bose, because Trails in the Sky has a very good soundtrack. It's very nice. And the one for Bose is particularly memorable, but for me personally, it's now become memorable for all the worst reasons, because Nico B had this habit for Trails 1 that whenever he entered the main Bose area, for any reason, he would immediately just start singing the theme in the loudest, most off-pitch manner possible. It was... I feel like one of the worst things you can do as an LPer is do something that grates on the ears. I was wondering when you were going to start moving again. Now that we're up here, she's not going to move to the edges. Gebura, you bitch. But now she's hanging around the middle is the problem. Come on, Gebura. I'd like to go to sleep at some point before midnight. Come on, Gebura. Wrong side. Now. Okay, give me an indication of when I should move again. Like to protect them from any kind of transportation or anything. I do not want to lose people this late in the process. So right around here. I guess the question is, like back into the hallway? It looks like that wasn't quite halfway enough for her. Do we expend a second Dershoots bullet for this? To not risk it. Okay. Okay, she's stuck in the door right now. So, might be a good idea to press the attack a bit. Come on, Gebura. Up, there she goes. Looks like she's not hitting this specific hallway anyways, so that's good. Where is she gonna end this? The answer is Central Command. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's a problem. The problem is that we don't know who she's gonna pick unless we like. What we might do is move everyone to one corner, and unfortunately at that point just pray for the best. I hate that it's come down to just pray for the best. That is obnoxious. Okay, this should be good enough to at least attack. She's pretty far. Owie. Now. Okay. That's as close as I feel like risking it. So, before I triggered your shoots, what's the best thing to do? Just kind of huddle everyone in one of these corner elevators, or what? I want to give this every possible chance of success. Then we genuinely just have no way of knowing. Yeah, I'll just have everyone huddle in one corner and then just kind of keep very careful track of her as she runs. Yeah, that's where everyone is. There's really no reason to pick either left or right, just picking right. Well, I guess the other thing is that if we do successfully manage to slow her down before she slow her down long enough for her to stop, everyone needs to be close enough to then finish her off. Although in that case, I think we have enough long-ranged people for that to hopefully not be a problem. Yeah, but we had to expend it on White Fixer because White Fixer was too much of a hassle. Okay, everyone's in. Come on, work. that was not enough for some reason. Ah, that's why you wanted me to expend as few bullets as possible, because we need multiple. So that's 2 out of 6. Maybe I should have pushed it a little more, but now it's too dangerous to push further. Okay, 3. Yeah. I had not realized about the black resistance. That could have been a fatal miscalculation. But I don't dare try to risk anyone again. Four. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. But I don't want to risk anyone. What to do then? Should I risk having one of the Sound of Star people do a tiny bit of chip damage? Or should I just keep going with the bullets? Well, that would be super unfortunate, but what else would be new at this point? Okay. Delaney has the higher speed. Yeah, I just wanted to check that real quick. Okay, that should hopefully be enough for one bullet. Is this enough for a bullet to finish it off, or just a smidge more? This should have been how close I did it in the first place. Okay, Noah, do censored. That seems like our best bet. That's closest right now. And maybe someone with Sound of Star, just to be safe. Where were we at? 4 bullets? Then let's just pray. Pray this is enough. I never thought the day would come when we were so concerned about your shoots. Okay, just gonna wait until Sihan is safely back. I didn't even know that was still a point of contention. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, I think everyone's back. That wasn't enough. Either the last bullets is gonna have to be enough, or we're in massive trouble. We underestimated how bad our black resistance would be. Does that reset the bullets at that point? Oh wow, she must be hanging on by like the tiniest thread at this point. That's obnoxious. We're seriously gonna use up all our energy because of this guy. When do I move everyone up? Okay, it's doing something different because this is the 7th bullet. I thought I counted it very clearly. Well, it also means that the next one has to be 7, then. That might have been 6 instead. Move on to your next phase already. I'm tired of this. Now I'm starting to wish we had broke out Mountain on purpose. Oh, last phase. I don't know why your shoots is feeling merciful, but I'll take it. Yeah, B. She's teleporting. The question is, where is it going to end? Okay, if I'm right about this pathing, it looks like she might end up right back at Central Command, actually. Oh no, wait, that's her entrance. I mean, that is records right there. I think she is ending there. Okay, explain to me, like I'm 5, why records is the best case scenario. Is it because I could immediately dogpile her? Okay, so we're dog... Okay, cool. So basically after she has done her room-wide explosion... Now! At least I think it's now. She did a big, massive swing. What a workout, Gebura. What a workout. I hope you enjoyed this dance with me again. See you in Ruina. Now put me down. What a workout. If you want, you can come, get it. If you don't, you may really regret it, Up and down. I'm gonna stop there. Firebird and... Oh, hi. No, fuck off again. Why do you keep coming? Do we want Firebird and Architecture for day 49? Or should we re-extract? No, I thought as much. Melting love. Of all the times to show up, it's after we don't need you. And then this one to get a second Moonlight if we were so inclined. It's not really much of a threat beyond that. We were really cutting that close, by the way. I think Gebura was like a second away from... No! Void Dream just to be safe. Well, welcome. You won't believe how long I've been painstakingly waiting for you. The wait was getting so boring. You know, the world made of dots is no longer interesting to those who've realized the existence of lines, so to speak. Does everyone like my malevolent, evil mastermind voice so far? Think about the world in which you used to be. Singularities are manifested day after day. Everything changes in the blink of an eye. The wings and the head control this world, and our humanity cannot live without their constraints. Every single person just stays silent, even though each and every one of them knows how many ethically morbid compromises the wings are making. Those... I certainly do not blame them. But I'd like to get out of this game sometime this year, thank you. Those who are not under the spell of control die as loners and failures. That's where we've ended up. Who was I in the past, and who am I during the present? Who should I be in the future? Those are the questions that bring upon growth, but people stopped asking them a long time ago. All anyone has left these days is to die a slow death. Nothing is as boring as watching a premeditated fall. So, we managed to find it. We found the light that resides in everyone. Unfortunately, the majority of humanity won't find their light on their own throughout their entire life. We are bound to be unhappy as long as we are chasing an illusion without realizing the truth. People began to hide their light in the deepest recesses of their heart. Carmen believed that she should draw out such light, the archetypes that have been hibernating. Yes, we could see the truth. The abnormalities are no longer abnormal. They are no mere fantasies anymore. They are our truer forms. Restored to being by drawing a little speck of light from our hearts. Abnormalities are the true humans of this age. They are pure form that bursts out from the chrysalis that is our empty skin. They feared and tried to contain the abnormalities. Do not place blame upon their ignorance. It is only natural for one to fear being naked in the face of the world. At least you and I know one thing. Carmen shall be our forbidden fruit for the new humanity. Now speak my name. I am Adam, soon to become the root of this new humanity. I will wait for the fruit to ripen and come to life after I seed this vast forest. The forbidden fruit shall enlighten us all with the long-forgotten knowledge branded in our hearts. Just a single bite will open their eyes and grant them wisdom. They will be free of the sin of forgetfulness for what we truly are. And they will understand that they should feel shame for covering it in their shell. If we draw from everyone's well with the bucket, then their ego will have no need to be locked away anymore. Just imagine it, everything that was suppressed bursting out in every shape and figure possible. Does it not make you tremble in excitement? We've always asked this question. How should a human live? No one could answer that. But I found the answer. I shall show you, so join me. Water. Do, do you want to know how I could be so cruel? People live with their own anxieties. It is a natural price one must pay for confronting the unknown. However, I did not accept that anxiety, that fear. I devoured them to survive in this world. How the hell are arbiters recruited? I really want to know one day. That was the first and final sin I have committed. I have no regrets about it. It was for survival. You were the same, no? I knew so, witnessing your face as you ripped through my brain back then. You may also say it was an inevitable process. However, it is about time you face the fear you have now forgotten, and dare I suggest, face that fear if you want to stop the cycle. We are getting out of here. I do not care what you have to say. Do you truly believe you can see things clearly when you couldn't even face them all this time? You're only saying this because you are afraid, aren't you? If you truly think it is a misdeed to deprive them of the act of facing their fear, then listen well. If we can conduct hundreds, no thousands of good deeds, committing one single sin is acceptable. Wow, it's almost like that's the very first abnormality we got. Helping to shed everyone from their empty skins. Can you not see that is the greatest good of all? People need someone like us. Think about the wave of redemption that will follow. It is within every person's instinct to pursue freedom. Please remember the reason why I happily let you pass. I did so because I wanted to see you fly with your own strength, despite being left in this harsh world with a skin as fragile as yours. Perhaps if we had talked more sincerely in the past, perhaps it may have resulted in better circumstances. However, we have already left our past far behind us. There's no turning back. We live in endless conflict and regret, starting from birth up and unto death. We grow by embracing that conflict, that regret, and we walk towards the future. So you refuse to join me and instead choose to move towards the unpredictable future. Our days will be filled with marvel and wonder that you cannot possibly imagine if you join me. You are painfully crawling through each day, and you still aren't even sure if you are on the right path. Our sacred secret cannot be wasted like this, no. I cannot spare any more time. If you are not ready, I shall go first. Are you? So you don't want to stop here, but instead stop me from going forward. So you do not want me to be at your side, even for the finale of this play. Those who shall face the end together with you. It seems I am not among them. Please load. Well, this is it, folks. The end of all. One final showdown. But Hakuma took multiple tries, Bina took multiple tries, and I had to let an agent die before she would let me pass. Both of them combined? Yeah, that's gonna be rough. So next time, we're gonna fill all these spaces with warm bodies, and then we're gonna see how many times it takes before I beat the one true final challenge of the game. Just gonna begin core suppression just to kind of have that at the ready. Okay. I can't believe the amount of good luck I had in order to pull off what I did, but we don't question good luck, we take it. And hope for maybe a little more luck along the way. See you all next week.